Welcome back to the Parrot Press. Welcome back to the Parrot Press. In this video, we're going to be looking at two things. One, how to solve a problem like Antonio and Dominic Calvalune. And the second is going to be my Gameweek 5 team selection and the thoughts around who's in, who should be out, should I be wildcarding and all those good things. Let's get into the video. Okay, so as I said, this week, everybody's been talking about Antonio and Dominic Calvalune because they're out. Antonio is out for one game week because he is suspended, and Dominic Calvalune's probably going to be out between 2 to 3 weeks. So here's my thoughts on what to do about that. I own Antonio, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit more in depth when we come to the team selection. But what to do with him? I would probably hold. So I put out on Twitter, follow me on the Parrot Press, by the way, put out on Twitter to see what people were doing with Antonio, and the majority of people were holding. It's only one game week, and what would you going to expect from Antonio if he was playing Man United anyway? Yes, they're at home. Yes, he's been in good form, but I wasn't expecting him to score. I wasn't expecting him to assist, and if he did, it was just a bonus, right? So bringing in a defender, and again, we'll talk about who I'm going to be bringing in off my bench if I don't wildcard, that is. So we'll see what happens there. But it's almost going to be 2 points for 2 points, and he's got Leeds after that, and we all know that Leeds like leaking goals. Antonio's going to have a rest. He always suffers with fitness issues anyway with his hamstrings, and it's best to give him that rest now, especially with Europa League starting soon for him. So I would probably hold. I probably am going to hold if I don't wildcard, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Dominic Calvalune, so that's a different story. So if I had Dominic Calvalune, which I don't, I would probably transfer him out. Reason being because he's out for 2 to 3 weeks, and I think there's some better options there. So who to think about getting in? You got two main options, Jimenez and Bamford. They've both got great fixtures coming up. If I had to probably choose one right now, I would go for Bamford. Because we know that Leeds can just score goals whenever they want to, or whether that sometimes they could score 5 or 6 in a game week, and obviously Bamford's going to be involved there, being in penalties and being their main man, and not really a minute's risk rotation. So the other one is Jimenez, as I said, and Wolves have got some great fixtures coming up as well, and we'll talk about my transfer that I made, which is bringing in a Wolves defender. Jimenez has had a great number of shots in the box. He's yet to get off the mark. And I think if you're making, one substitution or one transfer, should I say, from Dominic Calvert-Lewin to either Bamford or Jimenez, you're in a great shot of getting some points out of them. Now, if you're going to be taking a hit for that, I'm trying not to take hits myself this week. So this year, should I say. So you've got to think about that long term. Is Dominic Calvalune definitely out for 3 weeks, or is it more like 2 and you've got some bench cover that can come in? Or can you do that transfer next week if you're going to be sorting out Antonio if you really want to, or you've got another injury concern that's in your team? So Jimenez, good transfer, good option to bring in. Bamford, a good option to bring in. Just a mention to other ones there that you could downgrade even a little bit further and save some money going to Edouard, but he's not guaranteed of starting for Palace. And also against Liverpool, you probably don't want to bring him in. And the other one is St. Maximum. Now, he's playing Leeds, and I think he's going to cause them some problems. He's been in great form this year, and without Callum Wilson, should I say, he's probably going to play up top, either on his own or along with Joe Linton. And he's just going to be a threat. He's going to be running at them all day long, and he's probably going to score, which then brings into conversation about what to do with Leeds defenders. But I still think Jimenez and I still think Bamford are the best options there, especially if you're looking at past a one game week. I think they're going to put you in good stead for the next 5 or 6 weeks rather than just looking at one fixture. So let's bring up my team. Let's talk about what I'm thinking about doing this week. So starting at the goalkeeper, Sanchez. So he's my set and forget. So he's never going to change. So, sometimes he's going to have some good fixtures, sometimes not so much. And this week I am a little bit worried about Leicester, especially because I've got the Veltman double up. So Veltman is the person that I'm going to be bringing into the side if I decide to bench Antonio and not wildcard. I had a good week with him last week. So, if last week Sanchez would have conceded one, only got the 2 points, but Veltman would have scored or something like that, you're going to think that that's a good week. This week, we're probably not going to have that. They shared the spoils last week, but we're probably not going to have that this week. I fancy Jamie Vardy to score against Brighton. Brighton ain't got the worst defence. But as I said earlier, if I was playing Antonio this week, then Veltman would be the one that drops to my bench. So if I'm expecting only 2 points off Veltman, as I said earlier, I wasn't expecting 6, 8, 10 points off of Antonio as well. So really, what's the difference there? Because it's one game week, and I probably want Antonio in for the Leeds game that's next week. Also, if you do transfer Antonio out, and you want him to get him back in, he's obviously a higher price now, so I'm going to lose that value and lose that money in my bank. The next one there is Marcel. So that was my transfer this week. I done it early. Was it a bit of a knee-jerk? Probably. But I took out Soufal and I brought in Marcel because of he was obviously, he scored well last week, right? So I wasn't doing it just because of that. I was always looking at Wolves defenders. It was between him and Semedo who come in. But I thought that I could save that 0.5 or use that 0.5 elsewhere, especially when I start to think about getting in Chelsea attackers, Chelsea midfielders in the weeks to come when their fixtures swing. So Marcel, they play high up. Both fullbacks play very, very high up. He has looked dangerous in the attacking situations. Just hopefully Jimenez can start firing, start putting away some of these crosses, and he'd be a great option. So I don't think there's a better 4.5 at the moment in the game. You might argue that there is. You might argue that Ayling, which we'll come on to in a moment, is a good option as well. But I think with Wolves, the way that they're defending this year, the way that he's playing, he's high up on the pitch. I think he's a great option. But coming on to Ayling, so they play Newcastle away, Leeds do. And Leeds have got some great fixtures coming up. But they always leak goals. They want to attack all the time. I mean, Ayling was actually unlucky not to score against Liverpool. Alisson pulled off a great save. But the clean sheet, it's never really there. So what am I hoping for out of a Leeds defender is attacking returns as opposed to a clean sheet. And if a clean sheet comes with it, then it's a bonus. But against Newcastle, it's not the worst fixture in the world. So Ayling does have a chance there to obviously score some points. And I think that I'm just going to leave him there for a week. If I was wildcarding, potentially I'll take him out and upgrade to a Chelsea defender, leave Marcel in there as the 4.5, downgrade Veltman and all those good things, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. Luke Shaw, at the moment he hasn't had that 1 week haul that, you know, Trent's been having, that clean sheet plus an assist plus a goal or whatever it is, but I do think that he's coming. I don't think Shaw's going to be leaving my side anytime soon. Even if I was to wildcard, I'd probably still leave him in there. He's on some set pieces as well, and with the likes of Ronaldo, Maguire and Varane going up there for corners, I think that he is a good asset to have. He's going to pop up with the odd assist. It wouldn't surprise me if he had double-digit assists this year, so I do want to keep him in there, and I think that Man United do have a couple of good fixtures coming up. I think the Everton game, if Dominic Calvalune out, although the Everton are playing well, I think Man United can hold them off. So there's a potential clean sheet coming there. Moving on to the midfield. So we'll start off with my captain this week. Would be Salah against Crystal Palace. I think that's a great fixture for him. I know Crystal Palace have been playing well, but Salah is a different breed. He just scores goals for fun. So I think he's the best option out of the team, being that Liverpool are at home. And I expect at least another goal out of him. Moving on to Fernandes as my vice captain. Fernandes was not going to be in my team. Last week he was going to be transferred out and bringing in Jota. But I kept with him, and he obviously scored 8 points last week, which was great. This week, can I see him scoring? Yes. Can I see him assisting? Yes. Can I see him getting bonus points? Yes. So I don't mind having him in there for another week. He's always going to do that. He's always going to score points in fantasy, even if he's not on penalties and Ronaldo takes them over. So it doesn't concern me about having him in the side. Moving on to Sarr. So Sarr's the one that I'm really expecting good things from. I think there's that price point between 6 and 6.5 where there's people like Ben Rama, there's Traore, there's Conor Gallagher a little bit less, there's Damari Gray as well that are all doing well. And Sarr hasn't really got firing yet. He's now potentially on penalties now that Deeney's out and he's playing Norwich away. So I'm expecting him to really get involved, get some attacking returns. And also, he's never really a risk of being substituted as well. So 90 minutes is obviously always a good thing when you're playing fantasy, because there's more time for them to do something good in the game. And his next couple of fixtures are great as well. So I think it was a good transfer last week, even though it was 2 points, because this week I'm expecting him to do something. Benrahma, so that's the one that really concerns me. And as I said earlier, I've already made that transfer. So if I take him out, it's going to be for a -4, and I'm nervous in doing that because I don't really want to be taking hits. So Benrahma against Man United, I'm not expecting him to do anything. I'm expecting a 2 point a week from him there, which is not really good enough. But do I want to? Do I take the -4? Do I get in Rafinha because I've got some money in the bank? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. As I said earlier with Antonio, they do play Leeds next week, so there could be goals there. But I do think that he's a risk of minutes as well, with Fornals, with the new guy, I think Vlasic is his name, coming in, Yarmolenko, Bowen. There's some options there for West Ham, and I think when Antonio's coming back, obviously he's their number 9, so it's really fighting for 3 places. And with Europa League starting, I think he either comes off at 60 minutes or he comes on at 70 minutes. I'm not too sure on him, but that is a massive weakness. If you've got Benrahma in your team, let me know what your thoughts are by dropping a comment below, and whether you're planning on getting him, keeping him or transferring him out. And if you are transferring him out, who are you bringing in? And the 2 up top there, Ronaldo and Tony. Ronaldo's going nowhere. Obviously, a fantastic week last week. I think he can score against any team in the league. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer for keeping him. And Tony, I've been wanting to transfer Tony out since game week 2, but I haven't been able to because I've had to deal with other issues in the team. Do I want him in this week? No, I don't. Can he score against Wolves? Potentially. Again, it's just another one of those, along with Benrahma, that I really wouldn't want to be playing. I don't want him in my side, and I need to think about how to get them out in the future. As I said earlier, should I be wildcarding here? Should I be bringing in Trent? Should I be bringing in Reece James, should I say, in the defence, and downgrading some of those to free up some money a little bit? Feltman, I could get 0.4 back by going to Brandon Williams, for argument's sake. Do I take out Fernandes to accommodate Trent, bringing Trent in? Because I think they're going to get 3 clean sheets in the next 3 fixtures, so I'll be missing out on points there. And then do I upgrade Tony to Lukaku and then transfer Antonio out to a 4.5? There's loads of different options that I could do, and at the moment I'm not really 100% set on what to do. 90% of me is probably going to stick with this for a week and see where I am next week, but I've still got that 10% chance where I'm thinking, should I be wildcarding? Should I be getting in Trent, Lukaku? Because I do think Lukaku is going to tear Spurs' defence inside out. With Dyer not there, not that I think Dyer's a fantastic centre-back anyway, but I think Lukaku scores at least 2 there. So am I going to miss out on those? I'm not too sure, but I'm trying to, use my head a little bit more rather than just thinking, let's just do it and jump into it, when I could be wildcarding in game week 7 or 8. So there I am at the moment with the side. Let me know what you think about my team. Let me know what you think that I should be doing. If you like the video, smash a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.